This is the issue that is on the ballot. This election is about health care. As the chairman indicated, congressional Democrats created our own environment on this issue because it is so important, the health issue, to not only the health, but also the financial security of America's working families. The day after the election, 2 years ago, that would be 2 years from tomorrow, we didn't agonize, we organized. We went right to work in saying, how do we preserve the Affordable Care Act from the assault we know it will receive? By that Sunday, all of the grassroots mobilizing organizations were on the phone with us. Whatever our point of view on other issues, we understood that we had to work together to save the Affordable Care Act. At that time, we made a plan that would be launched on Martin Luther King weekend. It was, and then a couple of days later, the president is inaugurated. Day after that, the Women's March, much of it about care, women's health, reproductive health, and the rest. So just continuing that drumbeat. Over the course of the next 18 months, the congressional Democrats, House and Senate, voted time and time again, 100% in the House against Trump care, or Trump I don't care, whatever you want to label that. Over and over again, 100% against the tax scam, a tax scam that did serious damage to the Affordable Care Act, and that they're using as a basis to eliminate the pre-existing condition benefit. It's shameful. What's shameful about it is they're going around the country misrepresenting and presenting falsehoods that they're really there for the pre-existing condition, when in fact they have the case against it. The Republican attorneys general are making the case against it, and the administration is joining them in that lawsuit. So again, what's on the ballot is the good health of the American people, and that means also their financial health as well. Don't take it from me. Just look at what Mitch McConnell said. Mitch McConnell said that Medicare were on the chopping block. So if you take the increase in premiums springing from the Trump assault on the Affordable Care Act, if you take his refusal to insist that the Secretary negotiate for lower prescription drug prices, if you take their assault on Medicare and Medicaid, if you take their assault on, again, the pre-existing condition, the list goes on, and it's not just in legislation that relates to health directly, but in the tax scam, which did serious damage to the individual mandate. So more than you might want to know on the subject, but that is what is on the ballot. So I'm very happy to salute congressional Democrats, House and Senate, for making our own environment on this issue. Some of you have asked me, how come health care has emerged as such a big issue? We made our own environment to make sure people knew the difference between Democrats and Republicans on this subject and what was at stake for them in their health and financial well-being. In addition to that, I want to salute the outside groups. Without the outside mobilization, our inside maneuvering would not have been as effective. But all of the groups that you can imagine, HCAM, Protect Our Care, the list goes on and on, some specifically to health care, others in coalition on the health care issue because of a fairness and a values issue for us. The outside groups were, well, let me just put it in numbers, as the chairman has, 10,000 events to protect our care in the course of the time that this debate was going on and during the Trump attempts to undermine the good health of the American people. 10,000 events, people telling their stories. The statistics are staggering, but the stories are eloquent and convincing. And that helped to preserve certain elements of the Affordable Care Act as well as the Affordable Care Act itself. It still stands, and that is on the ballot. Your health, the American people's health is on the ballot. So what are Democrats for? That's on the ballot. We are for the people. Lowering health care costs by reducing the cost of prescription drugs, bigger paychecks by building the infrastructure of America, and again, bringing integrity to government by reducing the role of big, dark money in politics, instead going to a place that rewards and recognizes the role of small donors to our party. We have legislative proposals for all of that, but that is our For the People agenda.